everybody. It is Brooke with Re-Fabbed, and I am so happy that you're here with me today on this Tuesday. I don't know what the weather is like where you're at, but it is rainy and stormy and ugly here in Mayfield, Kentucky. And it is just one of those gloomy days. So here's what I'm wanting to do. Okay, so the Tumbling Tower game, which I call the faux or fake Jenga game, generic Jenga game, is right here, okay? Now, I use this to make an I love you sign back at, where was that? Valentine's Day. I still have a bunch left, so I thought, well, we'll just make a carrot today, and I think that will be really fun. So I did not lay this out prior, so we're just gonna kind of go with it. These are little blocks like this. There's nothing on them. They're just little fun blocks, okay? So I'm just gonna lay them out without doing anything to them on my canvas. Let's get these lined out. So I'm putting 2 there. Let's see. Think. Look, that, I'm not sure if this needs to, if this will be a carrot or not. I'm a little bit nervous. So for the top, y'all, I have some of these fun eucalyptus, I think it's eucalyptus, little, you know, faux things. Okay, y'all are saying it does look like a carrot. We're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it, we're gonna roll with it, we're just gonna see what happens, okay? And that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna glue these on in this shape right here. And then then we'll kind of decide what we wanna do at the top for the fronds. So we could either use some of these, not this whole thing, clearly, or we can do some of these little pieces of burlap that we could do off the top. So I don't know exactly how I want to do it yet, but let's go ahead and get these glued on, and then we can paint them orange. That's what I'm planning to do, is to paint them orange. Oh Lordy bless it. So I'm just taking a blank canvas, and y'all seeing how my mind works. I don't necessarily do all the projects before I come live. In fact, very seldom that I do, so I don't necessarily have all the stuff to just do multiple projects or the time to do it all ahead of time. So when I'm live, it's usually because it's usually you getting to just watch how my mind works, which is kind of a scary thing sometimes, but at least you get to see the creative process behind it. I'm barely putting hot glue. Well, dang, what the heck, why am I so annoying? Let's see. That one is too far over. Bless it. Thankfully they pop right off. I didn't space them. Lord, I didn't space them out right, so. It's gonna be cute in the end. Like, some projects just have to start bad, and they have to start rough and all the things, but then they end up coming along just fine. So here's the outline of our carrot. You might be like, that is not no carrot. It's gonna look like a carrot in the end, I promise you, okay? Promise you. So what I'm gonna do is, I absolutely love the color Harvest Orange by Apple Barrel. It's just a good orange. Just gonna take my paintbrush, put a little bit on it, and I'm just gonna paint, and you might be like, what in the world, this is such a mess. No, this is how I want it. I'm just painting a little bit on the top of each block. I am not trying to get it perfect. I'm not trying to cover it all. I am literally just making it to where it has some orange on it. That is all, okay? And I'm not painting the sides. I'm only painting the top, and I will show you when I'm done. So I want some wood to show through. So I'm not trying to just cover them completely. I just definitely want them to be orange. I have this green burlap. You actually saw me use it the other day when I made this carrot. If you didn't see this live, go back and check that live out where I made that carrot. And we used the burlap for the fronds at the top. And that turned out really cute. So it was just a big thing of green burlap like this. It's kind of one of those thick pieces of burlap. I got it at Hobby Lobby. You can get them also at Amazon or a bunch of places. But I went ahead and just cut a piece and then cut it into pieces to make it like this if I wanted to use these, okay? Now, I don't know if we'll use those, or I got this piece of like eucalyptus spray at Walmart. It's like $2.50 for the whole thing. So you could also cut some pieces of this off and use this as the top. We'll start with the burlap strips, and then if we think we need a little extra, we might add in some of this. How about that? So let's just do that. Now it's gonna be really long and I'm gonna have to cut some of it, okay? But wait, let's go ahead. I'm just gonna put some hot glue down so that I can go ahead and get some of these strips nailed down. Not nailed down, but glued down. Okay. Ooh, yeah, there we go. And we are definitely doing a bow. I have some really, really cute ribbon. We're gonna do a bow between the two so that you're not really gonna see it, okay? Now, obviously, we're gonna cut this. We're gonna do it where it's really neat. We're gonna have a bow right here so you're not gonna see that. This is just a little small canvas. Listen, a bigger canvas would allow for much more fronds and all that kind of stuff. But this is just what I had laying here, and I'm like, yeah, we'll just do a little small one and that'll be so cute. So that's what I decided to do. But definitely whatever size you want. I'm gonna use this to poke it down so I don't keep getting my finger off. I'm not gonna trim the tops till the very, very end. Now, honestly, it is very crazy right now, but you can kind of tell that it's looking like a carrot. And I'm also letting this dry before I do the sanding block on it. But we're just gonna leave it like this, and then we will trim this up later, okay? All right, so we said maybe we could use both. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm going to cut this. I went ahead and cut me a few of these off too. It is a lot of rain going on. So we're just gonna see if we think this is gonna look good or not. I think I'm gonna try to do these because I think they could be really fun. I'm gonna go ahead and glue some on. Then we're gonna go ahead and make the bow. Then we're gonna go ahead and sand off the some of the orange on the blocks, and then fold them over. Ooh, that might be a good idea. I kind of like that idea. Ooh, what a good idea that I don't know where she went. That was a great idea. Whoever said that about folding them down, that was the best idea. That was the best idea for sure, okay? I tell you what, I'll add them, and then you might not even want the eucalyptus once we're done. We might not want the eucalyptus, but I'm gonna go ahead and put a line of hot glue so I can fold these back over before we do our bow. Then after we do our bow, and listen, I know I changed the plan as we keep going. Okay, so that looks great, okay? That looks great. I got this ribbon from Dollar Tree, actually, a while back, and I just found it in my stash, and I was like, yes. Okay, so I found that in my stash today. Look what else I found in my stash today that I totally forgot that I had this, and it's got orange polka dots, and I was like, yes, hello, you need that. I'm actually gonna cut this in half so that it's not quite as thick. I think it's just gonna be a little too big for my carrot if I left it that thick. But I'm gonna go ahead and crisscross these, because that's gonna be my base, and I'm just gonna make a refab bow. That's all I'm doing. Then I also have this burlap. So y'all know I just love me some burlap over here. So I'm gonna cut it, and whoa, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut it down the center too. And the reason I'm doing that is I just don't need such a thick bow. It's just gonna be too much for my little precious carrot. So I'm gonna crisscross that, and then I'm gonna top it off with my orange gingham bow. So we may not ever add the eucalyptus or the greenery, whatever it is. I think it's eucalyptus. We may never actually use it, but I've got it cut and we can stick it in there and see what we think, okay? So now we're gonna take some twine, and that is what we're gonna use across the center to make the bow. Okay, so we did the crisscrossing, then we're gonna tie this twine really tight in the back to actually make the bow. You can use twine or you can use really thin ribbon or whatever you want to use, but I do suggest using something that you can actually really get a hold of to make a tight knot, because that's what's gonna make it come together to make an actual bow. So here's the little bow. Now we need to fluff it up and we need to kind of trim it up, but other than that, it looks really good. Okay, so here we got our little cute bow. And here's our carrot, and we folded over this, which made it more full and looks super cute. So thank you for that idea. And then once we put our little bow right here, it's gonna be precious. After I put the bow, that's when I'm gonna sprinkle in these, and we will see if we like it or not, okay? If we don't, we're just gonna take them out. No harm done. And I may actually trim up my bow even more, because I don't know. I don't want it to overpower everything, but I also want it to be cute. Okay. All right. So here is the carrot so far. I think it's really cute. I'm actually really loving the carrot. Let me go ahead and do a little distressing on the actual little blocks. All I do is take my sanding block and I just kind of rub it on there. That's literally all I'm doing. And I actually barely did it, and it just got a little bit of the excess paint off. You really can't tell that much about it, but I think it looks awesome. Looks super cute. So, how many blocks did I use for this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across the top, 4 across the middle, 2 across the bottom. So 11. So we used the green burlap and then we flipped it over, okay? Now, we can see if we like these or not. We may not, it may be too much, but I can kind of poke them down in there without gluing them first, just to see what we think. I'm just trimming this up so it's not quite as big. Okay, so here's what it looks like with the artificial in it, okay? So I don't love it with this in it. I mean, it's kind of cute, but I kind of like it better without. I think it looks better without, but whoever wins this, I will give you the option if you want it in there or not. That way it's exactly how you like it, but I like it without it, okay? So I'm gonna leave it like this for now, but y'all, this turned out cute. At the very beginning, it was a little bit of a hot mess, okay? It truly was. So super cute. Make sure to share with a friend. Anyway, I'm loving it. Turned out much cuter than I expected when we got started, because I was like, yikes, I've gotten on here to do this craft and I have no idea what I'm doing, and it's now ugly. But we worked it out. Y'all are basically who came through for me right now, because I was doing these sideways and y'all mentioned doing them vertically. So I did that and it worked out much better. Somebody mentioned me folding the burlap over. That was a great idea. It made it much more full. So thanks for helping me today, helping me get through this. Looks super cute and I cannot wait to give it to one of y'all. So thanks for joining me today, y'all. I think I've had about all I can do right now, because I cannot breathe. Bye guys, y'all have a great day.